Yeah, good evening, Namaste. We welcome you all to Deccan Positive Mental Health. Today we are in 195 Influence of Grama Devata on Mental Well-being by Dr. Challa Krishnavir Abhishek. He is the Executive Director, Dean Van Leeuwen Center for Peace Studies, then Vice President of EQ4 USA. Yeah, we welcome you, sir. Please go ahead. The floor is yours.
So I'm Dr. Challa Krishnavir Abhishek. So today I wanted to delve upon influence of Grama Devathas on mental well-being. So we have a very famous Devata called Bhairava, who is incidentally Grama Devata of the city of Kashi, and now he is a mainstream deity in India. So Bhairava, Bhai means Rava means sound, Bhai means fear. So dispeller of fear through sound, through making a distinct sound, it dispels fear from the people. So basically, Grama Devatas were a tool of empowerment, were a tool of motivation, for a tool of inspiration, and for a tool of they were a tool for cure. So basically, during olden times, we didn't have hospitals, we didn't have mental health centers. Most of the Devatas were actually protectors of the village who fought for the village, and finally they got a legacy of becoming a Grama Devata. So they were actually in person, they were living in person, and they protected that place, and then they were acknowledged into becoming a Grama Devata. So Shakti. So that's the main focus of my talk. Shakti would be the woman deities would be my main focus because they were considered the mother of the village and the protector of the village and the village's borders. So I would like to focus on them. So now I would like to start with Pochamma. So Pochamma is a very well-known Grama Devata in Telugu states. So the psychological strength that she bestows is resilience. As she is invoked during epidemics and sudden crisis. So the mental impact is she builds endurance under stress. She reduces panic response. She enforces survival memory. So Pochamma teaches that you may suffer, but you will stand again. So that is what we learn from Pochamma. And then we have Poleramma. So Poleramma, the psychological strength that she bestows is anxiety containment. So she reduces anxiety and teaches us, she helps us how to contain the anxiety associated with disease protection. So mental health aspects include reduce health anxiety. She converts fear into ritual and creates perceived safety. So Poleramma stabilizes collective nervous systems during uncertainty. So she calms our mind. And then Paiditali Amavaru. So the psychological strength is emotional catharsis, a deeply maternal archetype. So she allows crying and surrender. Sometimes you need to let go. So that is what Paiditali Amavaru helps in, and she releases suppressed grief and she prevents emotional numbness. So she represents the sacred permission to feel your emotions. And then you have Gangama. So Gangama, she bestows the psychological strength, which I call as anger detox. So her festivals allow shouting, being in disguise, and social inversion. So, so mental impact includes she releases suppressed anger, she reduces social tension, and she prevents violence spillover. So Gangamba provides ritualized emotional discharge. So in all the Grama Devata festivals, you see that you have a lot of emotional discharges that happens, and that happens through a ritual. And also Maisamma. So Maisamma, the psychological strength that she bestows is grounded stability. She is linked to land and agriculture. At the same time, she has a mental impact. She creates belonging. She reduces existential anxiety, and she enhances emotional steadiness. So Maisamma roots the mind into the soil of security. And then Yellamma, she is also called Renuka. She is widely known as the mother of Lord Parshurama. So the psychological strength that she bestows is dignity restoration. So she is associated with marginalized. The mental impact is she heals shame, she restores self-worth, she provides identity affirmation, and Mutyalamma. Mutyalamma, basically the psychological strength that she bestows is social bonding. She is celebrated through collective rituals. The mental impact that she has is she reduces loneliness, she strengthens community support, and she builds shared resilience. So Mutyalamma turns isolation into togetherness. So Grama Devatas contribute through uniting the villagers, especially during Tirunallu or Varshikotsavam, their anniversaries, right? So they rebuild social unity. So people from all castes participate. Migrated villagers return home. Old conflicts are temporarily paused during the rituals, and shared rituals replace private divisions. So the psychological contribution here is these Tirunallus or these Varshikotsavams, these festivals, annual festivals, they strengthen collective identity. So they reduce social isolation and also they restore community belonging. So when people feel they are part of something larger, depression and loneliness reduce completely. So they create collective joy. So Tirunallu, when a Tirunallu is performed and a Varshikotsavam is done, it includes music, it includes drumming, it includes processions, it includes decorations, it includes food sharing, it includes folk performances. So the psychological contribution would be it releases dopamine through celebration and also reduces chronic stress and builds positive emotional memory. So joy experienced together is more powerful than joy experienced alone. So that is what Tirunallu or Varshikotsavam help in. So they provide emotional ventilation. So festivals allow dancing, they allow shouting slogans, they allow possession stage and devotional crying and intense laughter. So, psychological contribution includes emotional catharsis, anger release, and grief processing. So, instead of suppressing your emotions, the village expresses them collectively in these Tirunallus. So, they repair social fractures. Many villages actually use the annual festival to resolve disputes, to reaffirm kinship, to reconnect families, and publicly forgive. So, psychological contribution here includes it reduces interpersonal tension, lowers long term stress, and strengthens trust networks. So, conflict resolution within ritual space feels safer and more sacred. So, they reinforce cultural stability also. So, the repetition every year creates a rhythm and also predictability reduces anxiety, continuity gives life meaning, tradition anchors identity. When the world changes rapidly, festivals provide emotional stability. So, in one strong line, Grama Devata festivals transform a group of individuals into a psychologically synchronized community. They heal loneliness, they reduce stress, they build resilience, they restore belonging, then they create shared happiness. Tirunallu is not just a celebration, it is a rural community therapy in sacred form. So this is from the tribal and Hindu traditions. Now I want to talk about from Jain traditions, from Jain Dharma. So who are all the Grama Devatas? Here the Grama Devatas are called Yakshinis. So they actually helped the Tirthankaras who have conquered their mind and senses and who attained Kevala Jnana. So they helped the Tirthankaras and also they help us attain enlightenment. So in Jainism, each Tirthankara, who is a Jain actually? Jain means Vijaya. Vijaya means victory. Jain is someone who is victorious over his mind and his senses. Who has conquered his mind and his senses. So in Jainism, each Tirthankara has an attendant, Yaksha and Yakshini. The Yakshinis represent protective energy, worldly support, and removal of obstacles, but always subordinate to the Tirthankara's wisdom. Here, Yakshinis are not superior, we individuals are superior, and Yakshinis are guiding force. They transform or protect our mental states. So they function as transitional forces, helping the soul move from instability to clarity. So the first Yakshini is Chakreshwari. So she is the attendant of Bhagwan Rishabhanatha. So the spiritual role includes she represents right direction and disciplined power. So psychological function includes strengthens focus, builds moral courage, and protects from distraction. She helps the aspirant stabilize intention, a prerequisite for enlightenment. And then we have Ambika, another Jain Yakshini. So she is associated with Bhagwan Tirthankara Neminatha. Her spiritual role includes symbol of nurturing strength. The psychological function includes she balances detachment with compassion, she reduces emotional insecurity, and she builds inner maturity. So Ambika teaches renunciation must be emotionally stable, not reactionary. So, and then we have other goddess Padmavati. So, she is the attendant of Tirthankara Bhagwan Parshvanatha. The spiritual role includes protector against inner and outer negativity. Psychological function includes she reduces fear, she shields the mind from obsessive thoughts, she strengthens spiritual confidence, and Padmavati energy helps dissolve psychological disturbances that block the meditation pattern. And Jwala Malini, she is associated with Chandra Prabha, the spiritual role, Bhagwan Chandra Prabha, and spiritual role is she is the fire of transformation in our mind. The psychological function includes she burns egoistic tendencies, she purifies attachment, she increases intensity of spiritual discipline. She represents tapas, the inner fire required for liberation. So how Yakshinis help one become enlightened, or how Yakshinis help in one overcoming their mental instability. So they do not grant moksha; they help prepare the psyche for moksha. So they assist by removing fear, strengthening resolve, stabilizing emotions, guarding the practitioner, supporting ethical discipline. So in psychological language, they regulate the lower mind so higher awareness can emerge. So the deeper insight is in Jain metaphysics, enlightenment requires three things. The first thing is right faith, the second thing is right knowledge, the third thing is right conduct. So Yakshini symbolically protect and stabilize these three. So they are like spiritual immune systems guarding the aspirant while the soul purifies karma. So this is about Jain Dharma. So in Buddhism, we have Dakinis. So Dakinis help, they help in transforming the mind. So basically, there's a Dakini called Vajra Yogini. Her core function is cutting ego fixation. So how she helps? She dissolves rigid identity, she transforms obsessive desire, and she strengthens fearless awareness. So the mental health benefit here is she reduces ego defensiveness. So generally we are trapped to defend our ego. So that would be reduced and increases psychological flexibility and enhances emotional transformation. She teaches that nothing needs repression, everything can awaken. So, and then another Buddhist Dakini called Vajravarahi. So, her core function is transforming instinct. How she helps? She converts primal drives into wisdom, she activates inner spiritual energy, and she encourages disciplined passion. So the mental health benefits include reduces shame around instinct, builds self-acceptance and strengthens vitality and motivation. She shows that raw energy can become clarity. And then you have Yeshes Yogyal. So these deities, these Dakinis are part of Vajrayana Buddhism and part of their meditation process. So the core function of Yeshe is embodied realization. How she helps, she demonstrates lived enlightenment, she integrates wisdom into daily life, and she balances devotion and independence. So mental health benefit is increases self efficacy. She encourages resilience after trauma, and she models psychological strength. She represents awakening in human form. And then you have Simhamukha. Simhamukha, the core function is destroying negative forces. How she helps? She removes spiritual obstacles, she confronts deep fears, and she breaks obsessive mental patterns. So, mental health benefits include she reduces intrusive thoughts, strengthens boundary setting, and builds inner courage. So Simhamukha energy is fierce protection of clarity. So and then you have Kurukulla. She is another Dakini of Vajrayana Buddhism. She focuses on magnetizing positive conditions. So she attracts positivity. She attracts beneficial circumstances. She enhances compassionate influence and she aligns intention with action. So mental health benefits include she builds confidence, she strengthens social connection, and she encourages assertiveness. She supports healthy relational power. And then we have Nairatmya. So Nairatmya, her core function is realization of no self. So she dissolves attachment to ego identity. She reveals emptiness nature. She encourages non-dual awareness. She reduces anxiety, she lowers comparison, and she encourages existential freedom. She says, who I must be. And then you have trauma nakmo. She is cutting through the delusions that we have. She cuts through all the delusions. She destroys deep ignorance. She exposes unconscious patterns and she accelerates karmic purification. So the mental health benefit that she bestows is she breaks denial mechanisms, she encourages shadow integration and strengthens truth-facing capacity. She is the radical honesty. So there are different types of Dakinis, and each Dakini is actually a psychological model. So Vajrayana classifies Dakinis into four levels. The first level is secret Dakini. So secret Dakini is innermost awareness, your own wisdom mind. And then inner Dakini is a meditation deity you use to visualize while you are meditating. And then outer Dakini, she is a spiritual consort or a teacher. And finally, outer Dakini, she is a human woman who awakens inside. So psychologically, this means that Dakini is not external; it is also an inner awakened intelligence. So this also applies to Yakshinis and also Grama Devathas. So the positive health summary in for all the Dakinis is that Dakinis cultivate emotional transformation, fear tolerance, ego flexibility, self-acceptance, empowerment, resilience, and existential freedom. They don't promote passive calmness, they cultivate dynamic psychological strength. So if you want, so we can basically when we talk about Yakshinis, Dakinis, and Grama Devatas, so we can actually prepare a comparative framework to know how they help our mind. So Dakinis are basically transformative energy, Yakshinis are protective stabilization, and Grama Devatas are collective emotional healing. So that is how I would like to name. So as transformation, protection, and emotional healing. So that would be a powerful triadic spiritual psychology model is what I assume. So even in Gujarat, there is a Grama Devata called Hatkai Mata. So Hadaksha means losing your mental sanity. So and Hadaksha is basically rabies. So Hatkai Mata, a person in olden days, when they suffered rabies because there was no vaccine, when any dog bit them, they used to take them to Hatkai Mata. And we know that all dog bites that don't lead to rabies. So the people who were bitten, they used to get this psychological motivation or confidence when they were at the presence of the deity. So that is so deities worked as a placebo. No, they actually strengthened the confidence and motivated and inspired people, and also they promoted communal harmony because everybody could go to a Grama Devata. So Grama Devata worship was very easy, and it was the rituals were very easy, and everybody could perform. And when they used to do rituals, it is like they're pacifying their negative qualities, they're offering their positive qualities, they're removing their fears and phobias, and they're trying to swallow the hard to digest the hard to swallow truths of life. So these are the things that Grama Devatas, Yakshinis, Dakinis, or feminine energy they try to bestow upon us. So basically, when we talk about feminine energy, it is all about emotions, and masculine energy, it's all about logic. So we are definitely driven by both emotions and logic. So when they merge, when logic and emotions merge together, we go to spiritual consciousness. So we are led by emotions definitely, but our though our heart, our mind says logic, our heart always says emotions, and this emotional balance, this emotional intelligence during those days and even now, we can see a lot of miracles happening around these Grama Devatas. Why? Because they have that strong emotional impact. When we narrate the backstories of each Grama Devata, each Dakini, each Yakshini, we understand how they help, and that is how half of the cure is done when you know their backstory. And once you enter their temple, you are like, yes, now I'm getting some sort of spiritual energy. That is what happens when you enter mainstream temples, because your mind is conditioned spiritually, and you are motivated, and you are confident that whatever distress you have will definitely go away. So I strongly believe that these are why I wanted to choose Grama Devatas was because now we have cognitive behavioral therapy, we have a lot of therapies, but during those times, I believe Grama Devatas were our CBT. So they helped us actually, and it was a collective work of the villagers of different villages, and every village was unique because they had their own Grama Devata, and every belief, every dharma had their own Dakini or Yakshini who actually gave us that mental stability and emotional balance. Thank you so much, and I'm open to questions. So, any questions, please do ask. Thank you.
Let us give a big hand first.
Thank you.
All of you clap. Members. Wonderful session, Krishnadev. First time I'm hearing, listening, the aspect of this. I was wondering what he's going to talk. And I hope you have prepared any PPT? No.
Now, I have a PPT, sir. I wanted to present it, but unfortunately, because of paucity of time. So if I present the
Send it to Sunanda.
The session would go up to 1.5 hours.
So send to Sunanda. She will share it.
I'll do that.
What a fantastic session, Krishnadev.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
But you are too young to enlighten us so much. I'm telling you.
Excellent session.
It's coming from
Excellent session, Abhishek.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Really excellent session.
Thank you, sir.
Only one personal story I will share. In 72, 73, I was in Peddapalli, Karimnagar district.
Yes, sir.
My sister was not well, who is in Hyderabad. Then I talked to some Marwadi family close to me. They said,
Yes,
we go to Ramdev Baba and you visit him, he will get cured. I'm talking 72. 70. And my sister is okay. In 2005, I retired. 2006, I was going to Rajasthan because my friend has invited me. He was MD of SVBJ, and we are going. I completely forgotten about Ramdeva. I thought Ramdeva by some Lord Rama. Then I was I have crossed Pokhran going to Jaisalmer. Suddenly, mind has come. I asked my colleague, where is this Ramdev Baba? He said, sir, 12 kilometers back, on the way back we see. When we went back, we saw Ramdev Baba. Ramdevra is village name. Like you said, Ramdev Baba is known as the local deity. He was actually a good man who helped people.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the miracles do happen because
True.
72, 2006. And he dragged me there. I was thinking it is not Rama. It is not Rama. It is one of the Grama Devathas. That's it. He has anything you want to share because he's in a hurry to go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Wonderful insight, sir. Wonderful.
Great. I'm very proud. I know your dad and mom will be very proud of you.
Thank you.
At the young age, you have influenced so many psychologists, so many so-called well-read people, including me. But this is a new chapter for us. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
But
on behalf of everyone here, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Krishnaveer Abhishek sir for his enlightening session on influence of Grama Devathas on mental well-being, his insights into the protective and healing roles of deities like Poturaju, Pochamma, Kalabhairava, Poleramma, Jain Yakshinis, and Buddhism Dakinis, and how they affect mental health were truly thought-provoking. We also want to express our heartfelt thanks to our associate partners for their invaluable support. A special note of gratitude to Manasa Subakara Mind Care Center, Yellow Pond Counseling Center, Sri Deepthi Counseling Center, Ashrita Positive Therapy Center, Srisha Counseling, Mind Style Hub, Vatsalyam, The Genius in You, VPA Law Chambers, SU Counseling Center, and Samadhan. Your dedication to mental well-being have greatly contributed to the success of this event. We are truly grateful. Thank you once again to all people here and Krishnaveer sir. Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Again, big hand, all of you. Everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Looking forward. Thank you so much for the positive response. Thank you. Thank you, sir.